BeastNet Podcast, sponsored in part by James Safety Services, OCR Buddy, and supported by the fitness community. Here we discuss all things fitness related, running, rucking, mental health and preparedness, and of course, obstacle course racing. Welcome to the BeastNet.
We don't bite hard.
All right, hey everybody, it's Lisa from BeastNet Podcast. This is Hazelanna from Summit to Swamp. How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you, Lisa?
Doing pretty good. Happy to get life back to normal again.
Yeah.
How did Summit to Swamp go last year?
It went great. We incorporated a whole bunch of new track and we're kind of building. I didn't really advertise a lot last year just because we had so much going on. It was like, well, we're going to keep going. We're going to make sure we have it and keep going, and let's just keep having fun, and we'll build in years to come. So here we put campsites in last year down by the river. So,
that is awesome.
Yeah. So now we have all this space opened up, and the plan is down in that whole section that used to just be the cross country or the running area. We plan to have tons of obstacles down there in the trees, just fun stuff,
Yeah.
It's all opened up now, and we can really make use of that area a whole lot better.
Awesome. And when is Summit to Swamp this year for 2024?
May, the first weekend in May. I'm so sorry. It's the 4th and 5th, I think, which I'm not looking at the calendar. I'm sure he's got the calendar up there. I'm pretty sure it's the first weekend in May, 4th and 5th. Right, Summit to Swamp is the 4th, but then Adam is doing the Beast Endurance 1 that evening, Saturday evening into Sunday, 4th and 5th.
Oh, that is awesome. So you've got Summit to Swamp and then the Beast Endurance event.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And how many obstacles? What's your plans this year for Summit to Swamp? Anything?
Oh, we'll have 30 to 40. I mean, some are man-made and some are just, natural.
Awesome.
The hill, the rock slide, the different stuff. So we'll have a good amount, and the kayaks will be back, and I have ideas for all kinds of new fun ones that I've wanted to implement for a long time, but we just really didn't have the area.
Yeah.
Now that we have that whole bottom end cleared out by the river, we'll have so much fun area to be able to do stuff with.
That is fantastic. Are you guys still going to do the bonfire afterwards? And
we will have a bonfire going. I'm assuming sometimes we have good weather, but more often than not, we have not. And, and we'll still have the potluck thing.
Awesome.
That's just always fun. And the treasure hunt with lots of cool prizes.
I was going to ask about the treasure hunt. How did that go last year? Was it
everybody seems to like it, and it's something to do for those that aren't running the course. It's something fun to do.
Yeah.
So, or the ones that aren't racing.
Yeah. So you have the average Joe just getting off the couch, kind of, hey, I'm just out to have
Bring
fun.
Your kids, play, go hunt for some prizes.
That's awesome.
I mean, isn't that more fun for a kid anyway, rather than just trudging through the field? You're looking for the next treasure spot.
Oh, of course, that is more fun. That's more fun.
And then you get to win prizes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I probably would have gotten my daughter to do a lot more of them if I was like, oh, hey, there's the treasure hunt.
Right. Yeah. So it's, I have to go back to Lorenzo Contreras. He came to one of the events before COVID. Well, 2019, he came, and he goes, I feel like a kid, playing out in the playground or on the, just, you just get to go have fun and, do all these things that are thought up just imagination,
Yeah.
And I just remember the cool review he gave us, and how we talked about stuff afterwards. We were planning stuff for 2020, and just all the kinds of fun things we could do, even though it was going to be a bigger event. And
Yeah.
I just keep going back to that. And I think, there's all these events out there that if people want to really go bust their butt on or train hard for, they can go do that. They can go do the Spartans. They can go do the whatevers, the Tough Mudders, stuff like that. But doesn't there have to be a step up somewhere where people can bring their kids and have fun? And their
Yes.
kids go, oh, I love this, and then the Friends and Family Day, man, I think it was somebody who maybe came with Brian and Felicia Kays. I don't remember, but they had a little boy. And I think one of the biggest compliments of that day was one of the parents coming up and saying, our little boy, who won't hardly get out of the screen, said, oh, this is so much fun. Can we come back?
Oh.
And so, it takes a little while to kind of find your groove or what you want to be.
Yeah.
And we will never be Spartan, but we can always be the fun place to come.
I think that right now is more needed than the Spartan for races that are, they've become more geared towards like the professional athletes versus, the everyday person like myself that, I want to get back into it, but I want to have fun again.
Right.
And especially after the last few years, like I would rather go out and have fun and get muddy than bust my butt on, some of the obstacles.
Well,
Getting back into it.
Yeah. And just the fact too that we do have some challenging things, but if you're not comfortable with that, you don't have to do them.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to get muddy, you don't have to.
See, that's like my favorite part of the races. If I can get muddy, I'm so excited to be able to get muddy.
Until it's cold and the wind's blowing snow sideways.
I've learned my lesson on that. Like, don't take off your really wet clothes until you get to the hotel where there's like hot showers.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I may have made that mistake at one point in time, but
yeah.
it's just like having fun and being out there with people that you enjoy, and I miss that. It's something that I haven't really found again since COVID and all that happened. So the smaller, more family friendly, let's go out and have fun with a group of people. That to me is just way more exciting than, oh, I might have to hurt myself on an obstacle. It's that, I want to be challenged, but I don't know if I want to be that challenged just
right.
a moment. And you're a smaller company, and I think there's just more, you feel like you get to know the people a lot better other than some figurehead at the top of the mountain, so to speak. You know what I mean? And I'm super excited. Hopefully we'll be able to get the weekend off and to come out there with my fingers crossed. I can put the time in.
Yeah, because everybody can camp.
That's awesome. Like, you have the option to camp, get muddy, camp, have fun, hang out, have a potluck. I'm more for that.
Yeah. Good.
And you also have, like, I know you have people out there who are there to race, and what's that look like for the people that are out there to like push themselves into race?
We still have the jackpot, and there's a minimum of $100 in the pot for the winner of well, it's a jackpot, so pays for the first 5 places.
That's awesome.
A minimum of $100 to be split, and usually there's more put in as we go, sponsors and stuff like that. And then the racers pay $25 a piece. So we haven't had that many racers, so they've been getting some pretty good cash. So anyway, I think we've only had like 2 females, and there's been 4 or 5 guys, but
Yeah.
So that'll be a 10K race, and we have certain obstacles that are absolutely mandatory, and then the rest of them are on your honor. So we have
Yeah.
lots of volunteers. So I couldn't do it without all the friends and family and stuff that come to volunteer, because I think we have 40 to 50 volunteers every time that just come out for the day. Well, they come out for the sweatshirt.
Swag will get you every time.
They're done with me, but they keep coming back for the sweatshirt. So we figured out a long time ago that the volunteers, I mean, it's cold, so you give them a sweatshirt. And plus too, where we are, it's sweatshirt weather,
all the year.
8 months out of the year. It's t-shirt weather, only a few. So
yeah,
if you want to see it worn, you go sweatshirts, right?
Right, exactly. Hence I'm wearing my Peace Notes hoodie right now.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So behind me on my screen thing, there's the swamp.
Oh, that is phenomenal. I was going to ask if that's the
cows
swamp.
in it in the summer, but there's the swamp.
That's so awesome. So is the whole course a 10K, or is it just the 10K for those who are
No, the whole course is 10K, but it's
That's
kind of in 3 loops. So,
Okay.
if somebody doesn't want to go on the hill, like if you got little kids or you have bad ankles or something like that, and you just don't want to do the hill, you don't have to, because it is
Yeah.
pretty steep up there. And if somebody doesn't like the mud, I did have one wife run with her husband, but she wasn't getting muddy. I'll go out there with you, honey, but I'm not doing those, okay? But that's okay,
Yeah.
It's all about the memories and the experience and having fun and stuff like that.
Yeah, totally. I can see that. That would have been my daughter when she was younger. She was not one about the mud, and I finally got her to get muddy a few times. I was like, yes, but I can't guarantee that would happen now that she's an adult. But that's so fantastic that it's family friendly. I think that's needed again. There's not a whole lot for, unless you're like super outdoorsy around here, like getting, I can relate back to my kid telling her, hey, we're going to go on a hike. And I just get like a look and an eye roll. But, hey, let's go have an adventure and have fun. And that's exactly what Summit to Swamp, is. It's an adventure. You can go out, you can have fun. You got the treasure hunt, and afterwards it's that community festival type vibe and area. With the BeastNet endurance, since there's camping, that sounds like it gives everybody an opportunity to watch the endurance event as well.
Mm-mm. Yeah. I don't know how Adam has it set up.
Yeah.
It's just, he's been out there enough that he knows what's there and kind of knows what his plan is. And
yeah.
So I'll just fade into support for him and
yeah,
we'll keep the fire going. I'll be the person that keeps the fire going.
Keeps the fire going. That sounds good. How many camping spaces do you have available?
Well, we have 25 out there this year. We just started them last year and we had 14, but now we have like 25. But there's lots of places to camp,
That's awesome. Yeah.
I mean, even just pitch your tent even closer to the house or something like that. So
yeah.
Places for RVs to park or trailers or tents, whatever.
Yeah. And where are you guys at, from like the Seattle, like even down to Portland? Where's the whole location at for those
Randle? Yeah, Randle is halfway between, if you were going down up or down I-5, halfway between Randle or Portland and Seattle, and then you come east on Highway 12.
Oh, okay.
Or from Seattle, you could come down through like Puyallup and Thornton and all that. Cut some time off there. But yeah, so and then just over White Pass from the Tri-Cities.
Okay, yes. you're in a pretty prime area to bring in a lot of people from all over then, just because.
It's pretty centrally located. Yeah.
Yeah, that is awesome. And you said you're bringing the kayaks back.
Yep. Yeah. The kayaks are a favorite. Yeah. So
And then the big hill, what other obstacles, can you kind of give a little hint
our
on?
signature ones, the ones that stay and haven't gone anywhere, is the tire tower. That's on the front page of our website, summittoswamp.com.
Yeah.
And then we have the mud mounds that are out in the middle of the swamp, where you go into the water and then up on the mound and then down into the water and up on the mound. And we have the ones that you jump from tire to tire. I'm trying to remember what we called them. It'll come to me later after we're done. And then we have the tunnels of tenacity, where we have all these tires stuck together and you have to crawl through the middle of the whole tunnel of tires.
That's so awesome.
And we have a tire wall that is tires hooked together. It's a good 25-30 feet up there. It's hanging from the tree. So you climb up and over. And then we have one that is super, super hard, and it's just so you have a tire, and then you have a rope going this way and a rope going this way, and the tire just free floats. So we have those in a row, and you have to crawl across the top of them. So that it looks fun, and it looks easy until you get on them, but you can't touch the ground. You have to crawl across the top.
Oh, across the top.
Felicia Kays did a full flip and still didn't touch the ground. It was funny. It was really fun. Yeah, that was crazy. And then we have, simple things like balance beams, just a log that you walk across, and a ramp that you run up. But the fun thing about that is you come straight out of the creek and your feet are wet, and then you hit the wood, and it's a little troublesome.
Do you think it's going to be easy until you get on it and you realize you're like, oh crap, my feet are wet? Yep.
Yeah. But I want to build a bunch more. I have some great ideas. I want to finally put in a rope swing and some different things. So hopefully we'll get a bunch of stuff built and ready.
So it's summittoswamp.com. What are your prices right now? Because I think that's something that has held people back.
$55 for adult and $33 for kids. And you get a t-shirt with that, and you get the food, and it's free parking, free spectators. I mean, it's no charge for any of the extra stuff.
Any of the extra stuff. That's great. That is like the perfect price point. I know, way back when, when I started racing, $50, woohoo, I'm going for it. 55, not bad. When they've creeped up, so we're some.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that because I've been the mom that wants to take their kids and their friends, and now you're looking at, I don't know, if your tickets were $100, you're looking, you can't, it just prices everybody out.
Yeah, it's not feasible, like you said, if you're like single parent, or even if like a parent, 2-parent family, but you got 4 kids, it prices them out there too, because it's like, well, I can take 1 kid, but sorry about the other 3. So it's perfectly, like, you've got it priced in such a great way that it's family friendly. Like, oh yeah, I can budget for that.
I had to cover the t-shirts. I had to cover the cost of the t-shirts and stuff. But, and then we don't have an age limit either. We just have on the things that says we believe that your children better than anybody else. So if you want them to be on the course by themselves, you sign this waiver, and if you if you don't, then you decide what obstacles they can and can't do. I mean, it's just 12 and 6-year-olds just killing it, and then you have 12 and 15-year-olds that are a little timid. So
Well, that's just like, it's, you said it best, you know your own child, you know what your child is capable of. And, you know, you allow the parents to be like, okay, you can do this, but when you get, here or this obstacle, please wait,
Hmm.
if you want to challenge yourself, go for it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And then in 2019, I think I forget his name, but I think he was 14, and his dad called and said because I had the race limit set at 15 or something. And his dad called and said he's just a few days away and he wants to race, from turning. And I'm like, well, he goes, I'm racing too. And I'm like, well, if you think he can race, great. And that's what kind of changed my thing to put it to anybody can race. You just have to have the parent sign the waiver to say that that's okay. And
yeah,
yeah, that kid could run. He was right in there with the adults.
that is phenomenal. I wish I could run like that. I'll do the speed walk. I'll do the slow hike.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
um, and how high, from summit to swamp, but do you have an idea of what the elevation gain is like between?
From the house up to the top of the hill is like 450 feet, and that happens pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's a quick, that's a quick incline if you're, if you're not taking it like at a little slow, tiny slope, that can be a quick incline to go up.
That's a really quick incline. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
So,
is
um,
awesome.
but yeah, it's fun.
What river are you next to? Because I know you
Cowlitz,
mentioned
the
Cowlitz.
Cowlitz. Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
in Peters Creek. So Peters Creek runs right behind our house, and then the Cowlitz is down in the bottom field.
down the bottom field.
Mhm.
Is that like, where's the more swampy area? Is it down more by the river or up by the
No,
creek?
it's actually just down from our house.
Okay.
Yeah, the creek runs across the road, so the ditches back up. And when the creek's high, then or when the river's high, the creek backs up and it fills up the fields. So it just depends on how deep the water is on where the snow melt is in the river. So like if
Yeah.
we get a couple days of really hot weather, we might have to, not kayak the creek. We might be kayaking the field. So
That makes sense. And haven't you guys, were you doing it in April for a while, or have you moved
we
it?
did
Oh,
the fourth weekend of April. Yeah, the
okay.
fourth Saturday of April. Um, but Adam had to be out of town, and we wanted to do both together.
Okay.
And so this actually, I think we'll probably keep it this weekend because we have the Packwood Mountain Festival. So Packwood's like 20 minutes away, and
Yeah.
they have a 5K on Sunday. So if somebody
Okay.
wanted to come do Summit Swamp and stay over and then
Then
go
they
to Packwood and do the 5K, they totally could just make a weekend of it.
You can make a week. Yeah, that's awesome. That's a really good idea, actually. Make a weekend of it and add that little like, oh yeah, make a weekend of like
Yeah.
racing. Uh, um, I thought it, like I said, I thought it was in April when Dawn was telling me, yeah, it's in May, and I'm like, wait a minute, I thought it was in April.
You're right. It was in April. Our
Okay.
very, very first one in 2017 was September. And well, we
Okay.
started planning it in the summer and then or in the spring when everything was swampy. And by September, everything in the swamp is dry. It's
Oh,
dry. Yeah.
yeah.
So we had no water, and it was a learning experience.
I think that's how it is. When you first get going with it, it is a learning experience. You got a little bit of a sliding curve there to kind of figure everything out. But you know, well, Washington, our lovely weather, it could be really hot
Mm-hmm.
one weekend, and the next weekend it's pouring rain and you're freezing. So,
Right.
especially coming out of April into May, it's like, oh yeah, we're starting to get the warm weather, and then it's like, no, I don't think so. So it's like still, even though you've moved it into May, which is the perfect way of doing it, I like your idea of making a weekend out of it and doing, Packwood, the 5K after doing Summit to Swamp. I mean, you get 2 for 1, all in one weekend, and
Well, and I think Adam has a special too. I think there's a special, we haven't really figured it out, but if you want to do Summit to Swamp and do the Beast Endurance, there's a break there on both ends. Just let us know.
Okay. And do you know, like, if somebody wanted to do both Summit to Swamp and the Beast Endurance, like, is there a link at the Summit to Swamp website, or do they have to go somewhere else to get the?
I don't have it in yet. That's a really good idea, though. I should probably do that.
Because some people really, they want to do that. Like they would do, the endurance event when they'd go do, certain bigger obstacle course races. And, if they had a good way of being able to be like, okay, I can sign up for Summit to Swamp, but here's the link to do the endurance.
Yeah. That's just a.
So hey, it's on the list, right?
A mess up on my part.
I wouldn't say it's a mess up. It's just, it's a great way to figure out how to get people to be able to sign up, especially, since you got the Summit to Swamp and you got the website, which is phenomenal. And it's super easy to navigate. I noticed that when I went to like take a look at it and find out, clicking.
Yeah, I just need to get so much more put on it. Pictures, lots of pictures I have all the pictures. They just need to be put on there. I should just hire somebody to take them off my thing and put them on there. I mean, it just takes time, right?
It takes time. Yep, it takes time. And when you've got like a full plate and you're managing so much, it's hard to be like putting a focus all in one spot, because you're like, oh, but wait, I gotta go do this over here.
Yeah. I was, is the first few years, my daughter's a senior now, so I joke that I'm losing all my slave labor, So the kids have their own things that they want to do. I mean, they do come help that weekend, but we used to be out there all spring break, building trails and getting things ready. And now, everybody has their own job or something.
Yeah. So the build week, is that like I say build week, but is that just before Summit to Swamp, or is it a couple of weeks before?
It's one of those things you kind of have to just keep going for it. It takes you can't, I don't think you could do it all in just one weekend. Because last year, the best investment I've bought is this battery powered hedge trimmer, handheld hedge trimmer.
Yeah.
We can trim the trails. I mean, Adam and his boy Braden came up one weekend, and it took us 6 hours to trim one trail with the little hand snip thingies. And we still didn't get done. We just had to be done because we were on time constraint, but it was a long time. I felt so bad for little Braden. And then, so I'm like, let's try this hedge trimmer thing. And so we did it. And last year, Caleb and I were able to do that entire trail that Adam, Braden, and I had done. And we did it in 4 hours.
Oh, wow. That made a big difference.
The battery only lasted we had 2 batteries. They were 2 hours each. So I guess it was 2 days. I don't know. Anyway, we got it done in a very short amount of time compared to before. And
is there a place like can't remember right now, but is there a place on the website if somebody wanted to volunteer and come help? And
I have my phone numbers on there. I'm pretty sure my phone number's on there. Call me. Yeah.
Okay.
So
perfect.
I just I don't know. I hate to start clearing stuff too early, because as soon as spring hits, it starts growing.
It starts,
and then now you're double work. But yeah, if anybody wants to come in the weekend or a day or anything, doesn't matter if it's in the week or you know,
On a
whenever,
weekend,
just
yeah.
let me know.
Okay.
Definitely if you want to come the weekend before, that's cool.
Yeah. Just to kind of help get things even more prepped.
Right.
And you said you have about, is that like 50 volunteers the day of that come out, and do they like sit there and monitor, make sure nobody gets hurt?
Well, we try to put them around the course and have a few nutrition stations or, drink stations, and then up on the hill and just different places where, like at the tire tower, because if somebody fell off, it's a long way down,
Yeah.
you could get hurt. So we try to put them in places where somebody's close around.
Yeah.
And then, of course, people help with registration and the food and everything else. So.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So with this year, you got the endurance and the camping. Have people started to sign up yet? Or is it still
we have a handful. Yeah.
Perfect. That's awesome.
So that's cool. And then too, in August 10th is going to be the Trail Mix 2024. That's Adam's deal too, but that's going to be on the same property.
Oh, perfect. So you got a few things going on for this year.
And I think they're talking about doing the Beast, is it 10-year anniversary? Beast OCR? I think it's the 10-year anniversary. Maybe?
Next year's gonna be the 10-year, yeah, because it started in 2015.
I thought they were talking about this year.
I thought it was 2015.
I don't know. Well, somebody will figure it out. But anyway,
because I remember
about that a little bit.
Yeah, the first race that I did with the Beast, and it was like our official first like obstacle course race as Beast was, I think it was the Montana Beast in 2015. So yeah, getting there. That's so crazy. I'm like in a time warp. I feel like I've been in a time warp the last few years. I'm like, oh, it was only a couple of years ago. No, it's a lot longer than that. Oh, that is so fantastic. I'm super excited. I'm planning on being out there this year with Dawn and BeastNet. So May 3rd and 4th, or 4th and 5th, right?
Yes, May 4th and 5th.
The days get all mixed up for me too. The 4th and 5th, 55 for adults, 35 for kids.
33.
33. Okay. Hey, I like that number. I like
the good numbers. Yeah. My battery is dying and I might plug in somewhere else.
That is okay. And it's summittoswamp.com to register there.
Yep. And my phone number's on there, email, call, and it's my cell number. So I don't have anything special.
Well, thank you, Hazelanna, for coming on and talking about Summit to Swamp again. Super excited to see you this year, and let us know if you need any help with anything, and we'll start posting it.
Spread the word. Come on out, have fun. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring your kids.
Will do.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye.
Right. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the BeastNet podcast. If you haven't done it yet, find us on Facebook, like and share the podcast. Give us a review on iTunes or Spotify. All these things will help to expand the show in the future. Don't forget to subscribe and let us know what you think and what you'd like to hear.